everyone. This is your first of many, many running vlogs coming your way in the next few months because, as you guys know, in November 3rd to be specific, I'm running my very first marathon, the New York City Marathon. And thankfully in my life, I have someone who is one, a very good friend and also a professional running coach, and it's Lowe.
Hey.
Okay.
I believe your goal is to run the marathon and run it confidently, feel strong doing it, right?
That's all I don't care about the time in the end. All I want to do is feel good enough that I'm able to enjoy it every step of the way.
Right. So the training for that is a little different than if you were trying to run it really fast or something. So when I'm training for a half marathon, which is 13.1 miles, I'll do long runs of up to 23 miles. That is to try and run it fast. If you're trying to run it confidently and feel strong, basically we want to build up to where your long run is the same amount of time or close to the time that you're going to be running on race day when you're going a little faster. But we've got a long time until that. We've got until November. So the first few months of this are going to be very similar to what you did in half marathon training, with probably looking at trying to get in a half marathon as kind of a long run about halfway through to the marathon.
Okay.
So
yes,
we're still going to have a little bit of time where it's just getting you used to running. You've been running a bit, right?
I do.
So increasing the amount of days you're running and just trying to bump the mileage a little bit so you're feeling strong to then start doing some more marathon specific stuff. So that initial part, let's look at another 4 weeks of building up in that way.
Okay, so 4 weeks, how often are you suggesting I run and how far? Because I also don't want to take the CrossFit out of my life if I don't have to, and I've gotten into the habit of going there 2 or 3 times a week.
Sure. So if you're doing that 2 or 3 times a week, I would say we want to be doing something at least every day.
Okay.
So 4 to 5 days of running.
Okay.
Depending on what your week's looking like. And I would alternate those in those first couple weeks. So do 4 days this week, 5 days the next week, 4 days the week after that. So we're building up. You don't need at this point any more than 2 days in a row.
Okay.
Because you want to have those recovery days in there to let your legs relax a little bit as we go.
Something's going to break. Something's going to break and it's going to be all Dewey's fault, but it's fine.
So yeah. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. I work best when you can kind of like lay it out for me. So like basically we're at the point where we're talking 4 to 5 days a week of running, switching it off 4-5-4-5. How high is the mileage specifically?
Most of those runs, as long as you're doing half hour, 3, 4, 5 miles, and those are going to be fine. What we're going to want to start doing is building up 1 to 2 of those runs to be a little bit longer, and then the other runs are as good as 3 miles is going to be totally fine. 3
miles, let's say 3 times a week, and then the extra one, the other one is something a little higher.
Right. What is the longest you've run in the last month?
5 miles.
5 miles. Okay. So I think it's very realistic to build that up to 8 or 9 within a month from now.
That's a lot.
It is.
Okay.
But it's okay.
So should I go back to like my other program where I'm doing, let's say, like 3 over the course of the work week, and then when it comes to Saturday or Sunday, then I do...
Especially with your job schedule. Yeah. But for now, until we're in double digits, can keep it just either Saturday or Sunday, whatever day works best for you.
Okay.
Do that longer run.
So next Saturday, let's say I started out with 5 miles. The weekend after, I'm doing 6, then 7, then 8, and then we reconvene and adjust the schedule.
And then once we get to that 8, it'll be ideally a couple weeks in a row of 9, where you're getting more comfortable with the distance, trying to do it a little faster the second week before we then bump up again.
Gotcha. Okay, and when it comes to CrossFit, are there any movements at CrossFit I should be avoiding? Because the other thing is I want to go through this training and I want to do it like in a healthy, safe way. I don't want to have any injuries whatsoever between now and November 3rd.
Well, if I speak too much on CrossFit, the CrossFit community will attack me. So I'll say just be careful. And what you want to be sure of is, as we increase stress on your legs, the most important thing is recovery, because there's really no such thing as overtraining. There's just under recovering. And after each run, your body's going to be a little weaker than it was beforehand, but then you're going to eat good food, and you're going to sleep, and you're going to grow back stronger.
Okay.
But if you shortchange that process, then you're not going to grow back stronger, and that's where people put themselves at risk of injury. And as long as you're sleeping enough and eating good protein-filled meals, you're going to be okay.
Do you cook?
I do.
Okay, we're gonna revisit this in the future.
Okay.
We're gonna keep the diet thing and the cooking out of this for now. I'll get myself all like mentally prepped to do this first batch of training, but I love how I'm volunteering you for this. But
yes. I don't cook professionally.
We're gonna talk about that because, as many of you know out there, I need a little help in that department.
Yes.
So right now we're basically talking 3 days of CrossFit, paying attention to how I'm feeling, 3 days of something like a half-hour run, and then that one run over the weekend where I'm upping my mileage until I hit 8 or 9 miles.
Yeah, because as you get stronger, you can have days where you run, and that's recovery. I mean, when I was in college, I was doing 13 runs a week, and there was just less days where it was a little less, and that was my recovery, but I had built into that over the years.
Okay.
And, that was when I was doing 80 to 90 miles a week. I'm not currently doing that because I'm old and past my prime, and I'm not expecting you to do that.
No,
but,
I'm not doing that.
But you can get to the point where a 5-mile run is a recovery for you.
I have one more question before we tune out for this vlog and prepare for many more to come. What is your take on running outside versus running on the treadmill?
Outside's always better.
Yeah.
The thing with treadmills is you don't have to propel yourself forward at all. You're more just lifting your legs up and down. There's certain treadmill settings where if you do the incline...
Clearly, Dewey couldn't wait to go to the bathroom. That wonderful noise is the litter robot. This is not a plug for litter robot. Just be aware of that.
I didn't know what it was. That's very fancy.
Surprise.
So yeah, there's like treadmill inclines that can kind of make it more like going outside, but outside's almost always better. Plus, you can see the world, and it's
That's true.
Beautiful.
Let's say I'm pressed for time because I have to, I don't know, catch up on a show or a movie for work. Is the treadmill like the worst thing to do?
No. Some people will also kind of change their form a little bit on treadmills, so it can, especially with people who are more used to running outside, it can lead to injuries. But I would say a run on the treadmill a week isn't going to ruin your life.
Okay. I mean, the fact that it could lead to injuries is already making me rethink my entertainment schedule. Maybe this is time to like fully shift back into audiobook territory. So I will probably take that to heart and not be running on the treadmill until I'm done with this half marathon. Oh boy, that's where my mind is at right now. Full marathon. 26.2 freaking miles. I still can't believe it. Al, thank you for getting me started the right way. For everybody out there, can you tell them where to find you on the internet and all like your running stuff too? Because this is a real business that you're kind of building up for yourself now. Right.
So I do a lot of coaching through a site called Educated Running. You can reach me at coach.lowe@educatedrunning.com or reach out to me on Twitter. I don't know, AELowe1. All those things.
Yeah. Go do that. If you want running tips, Al's your guy. Thank you all so much for watching this video. You can be sure I'm going to keep you updated every single step of the way. Before I say goodbye right now, before Dewey wrecks just about everything in this video, I need to give a special shout out to 3 Patreon members. They are my top tier members, guys that I've known for such a long time now, who I greatly appreciate. They are Evan, Luke, and Michael. Thank you guys so much for being here, for supporting me on the channel, and also for supporting me on this run too. I know a bunch of you did donate to the North Shore Animal League, and it's greatly appreciated. I'll include a link to the Patreon campaign and also to my North Shore Animal League page at the bottom of this video. Check it out. I am running this marathon on behalf of that wonderful organization. Thank you again for watching this video. See you next time, sometime soon. What are we talking? We're talking like something like 4 weeks for a new running video.